Cricket, I imagine, has been played here for many years, but the big association with the creation of the Ashes is that a man called Ivo Bligh, who was the 8th Lord Darnley, he happened to be captain of that English cricket team that played against Australia in this country and lost that match, and then was captain of the team that went back to Australia to try and regain English honour. So he was very, very involved. So cricket was played here, and the link to the Ashes becomes even more so that one of the ladies who burnt the bale, a lady called Florence Morphy, ended up marrying Ivo Bligh and becoming, as she's known in Cobham history, the Australian Countess. Well, originally they weren't designed as a sporting trophy at all. They were designed, as I say, as a bit of a joke, and they became a sort of love token, a token of the romance between Florence Morphy and Ivo Bligh, and she gave it to him as a present, and he bought them back as a memento, and ultimately, because they became married, they sat on the mantelpiece, I presume, here in Cobham Hall, just as a token of their affection. I believe it originally contained perfume. I don't know that for sure, but that's the most commonly held belief, and I've no reason to believe that's not true. It was only when Ivo Bligh died that she then presented it to the MCC. Quite why she did that and what her intention was, I don't know, but that's how it ended up in the hands of the MCC and has become this supremely iconic sporting trophy ever since. One story is that when it was stuck on the mantelpiece, one of the servants in the house was cleaning and accidentally knocked it off, and the top came off and the contents spilled out, and the person, desperate to try and make amends, just took some ash out of the fireplace and popped that into the urn, put the top back on and hoped no one would notice. So maybe it's just ashes from the fire that's inside there these days, who knows.
There was an apocryphal story, or so we thought, about the urn being broken at Cobham Hall. Anyhow, when asked to take it out to Australia in 2002, the urn was x-rayed and was in fact found to be broken. When we finally restored it in 2005, there were strict instructions to the restorer that actually the idea of the ashes had become far greater than what was actually in it, and the MCC committee gave strict instructions not to open the urn. I think that for an article that is essentially so worthless, it's a piece of terracotta on a much later turned wooden base with a few pieces of newspaper stuck to it with glue. The idea of the ashes and whether they're actually wood ashes or coal ashes is not that important. This urn symbolises the friendship, the conviviality and the humour that has always been associated with sport, given as a joke at a house party by the ladies to the England captain.